Goodness Amarachi akara. Goodness Amarachi akara. Okoro Chinaza Maria Faustina. I don't know what I'm saying. Number 20. Which is a man sister. Innocent Grace Amarachi. Honora Chimo Dendo. Honora Chimo Dendo. Jessica. She's coming. Odungo Perpetua Chinyere. Felix Joe Chibunkem. Ene mmadụ abụchukwu. Chiamaka Agata, he said. John Agata. Opio John.
And our own dear Sister Mary Emilia Abekwe, who is the Nigerian ambassador of this great foundation. Our dear friend also, Mr. Carl. Also present with us today, we have our dear father, Professor. We also recognize the presence of Mr. Chinedu Okere. Interesting one today. Yes. Then we also have the presence of Dr. Francis Maduekwe, orthopedic surgeon. You can see that the workshop today is well loaded. Physically, we'll learn a lot about farming, how to feed ourselves, medically, how to keep fit and so on. We also thank our secretary, Mr. Nyekachi Agubeze. He has been so active since yesterday. He has not rested. Not just yesterday, I know for weeks now. He has been on ground to ensure that.
Thank you for your light. The light of Jesus Christ, the light of love, the light of the world. Help us absorb your light, reflect your light, understand your light, see your light, be your light, and spread your love and light through the world, through Christ our Lord.
Amen.
you presented the national anthem very well. Okay, we'll also take the American.
I want to welcome all that have come for this particular workshop. In particular, I want to welcome our founder, Dr. Bartlemy, and his team. I welcome them here. And I welcome all our ambassadors who are also here present, especially I want also to welcome our resource persons, great men in different fields that will be lecturing us today so that we learn Every day we are learning. Welcome, first person, Dr. Clement Chinedu Okere. He will be talking to us about business. This is the man that is in charge of the Coscaris farms. My good friend that I've met this morning, Dr. MADONNA, is an orthopedic surgeon. Those who are having long fingers. So, welcome him. And I want to welcome my colleague who is just entering. I'll see him. Clustered on one team. One team. You see Jesus Christ plastering the Pharisees. Not only that, he also plastered the lawyers. Why? He said that these are people who are supposed to know. There are people who are supposed to know something. And by knowing something and applying that thing that you know, that's how you become an educated person. So sometimes he says, knowledge is power. But I know that application of knowledge is the power. If you cannot apply the knowledge, you do not have that power. Jesus told them they have the knowledge, but they are not doing what they are supposed to do. The lawyers, they have the knowledge, but they are not doing what they are supposed to do, especially in terms of rendering justice to every person. And that brings me now to what we are. When you look at me here right now, you see me with this GodLight. This light of God, you will be able to showcase God in you. And we know that God is pure love. Pure love. And that's exactly what he showed, even in creation. The creation account, he looked at them and said, okay, let us make this in so and so. And he made them out of his word of mouth. Creatio ex nihilo. That's how he did it. And at the end of the day, he said, everything he created, they did it. The good. Everything he created, the good. All that goodness, it is that goodness that we have come here to show today. So that if you are a child of God and you are not showcasing that goodness, then you have some problems. It is that goodness that we have come to showcase here today. By bringing men and women of goodwill to come out here to teach us God's desires for us in life, so that we can have life and have it in abundance. Because if you don't have that knowledge, you may not be able to live that life in abundance. So we are lucky that we are coming today to show the light. With the light being showcased, every person will see. Everybody will see. And when they see, declaring this particular occasion open, in the sense that we are going to hear people who have the light. And because they have the light, they radiate the light to all of us today. And radiating the light to us, we shall all have the light. So that at the end of the day, this light will permeate the entire universe.
Oh yeah, living in ANAMBRA. It's not much over the work, and then one Bala knew. Makalifa ekele kita na bani bụ na ezosi ụmụ eme nka kedu ife kpata eji were ekwu ya maka na ejekwa nwa na-ese mkpụrụ mmiri si ya ka ụmụ zụọ anyị were ụtalị bịa gbuo ya si na ọ ga-adịrị na anyị mma o ọ ga-adịrị na anyị mma o ije anyị niile ga-adị ka ije mmiri ọrụ echi echi o onye afọ data sefukwu ya echi o a sị na mmekọ ka mma mee ka ụmụ nwanne niile so nọkọ ụtọ amaka ọ ụtọ ka a tọtọta ife ọjị a anyị ga-atị ya n'ibe n'ibe Chineke na afọ ọmụ ya ga-ezidata ya n'ọgbụrụgbụ anyị taa anya anyị atata arụ ike na ndụ n'afọ Kraịst bụ onye nwe anyị.
My beloved children, it is because of you that we are here today. It is with deep gratitude and sense of shared purpose that we, the GodLight Foundation, extend our heartfelt greetings to each of you. We are gathered under a divine calling to illuminate paths, lift lives, and empower communities through education, humanitarian support, and transformative cross-border partnership. GodLight Foundation. GodLight Foundation is a non-profit organization dedicated to educational development, humanitarian assistance, cultural bridge building, and sustainable cross-border partnership to illuminate minds, alleviate poverty, and advance communities. In Nigeria, GodLight Empowerment Foundation is an offshoot of the GodLight Foundation and is duly registered to carry out its operations. All activities, past, current, and forthcoming within Nigeria are conducted in the name of GodLight Foundation, which provides directives and steadfast support for all our activities. The founder and leadership of the GodLight Foundation. The visionary behind our work is Dr. Barthelemy, a renowned aeronautic engineer and innovator dedicated to human empowerment and societal development. His belief is simple and compelling. Some people everywhere carry a bright flame of untapped potential. He recognizes that for many individuals, barriers exist that prevent the flame from being discovered and cultivated. Therefore, his work seeks to illuminate pathways to better future by identifying opportunities, reducing barriers, and providing resources that enable capable individuals and communities to realize meaningful progress. Supporting this vision is his dedicated daughter, Dr. Karen Williams Barthelemy, who serves as President and CEO of the Foundation. Her steadfast leadership guides the Foundation towards achieving its goals. Standing beside her is Carl Getzner, the Vice President of the Foundation. His dedication and support are vital in transforming vision into reality. Together, this leadership team embodies a passion-driven mission to empower everyone. About today's workshop. Today, 50 Nigerian young minds will be empowered by the GodLight Foundation. Those in school will receive scholarships. Those venturing into small businesses will be empowered with opportunities and resources. With these scholarships and empowerment, you have become beacons of light, carrying and spreading this light to your families, your communities, your schools, and across Nigeria and beyond. Our Mother Foundation's aim remains clear: to bridge cultural gaps, promote educational outreach, and foster strong cross-border partnership that uplifts life and cultivate lasting impact. GodLight Foundation is making a marvelous impact in Nigeria. Here is a summary of our recent activities. On March 27 to 28, 2025, the GodLight Foundation held its first international conference at Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University, Anambra State, Nigeria. GodLight Foundation was the sole sponsor of the conference, and many young Nigerians were awarded scholarships to participate and were gifted with various gifts like school bags, T-shirts, caps, writing materials, and even free meals. On July 29, 2025, 75 young Nigerians from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, Enugu State, and 5 young participants from Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University, Anambra State, were empowered through the GodLight Foundation. As of today, a total of 80 young Nigerians are under empowerment with the GodLight Foundation. The 75 young Nigerians empowered at the workshop at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, along with the 5 from Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University, have been approved for empowerment. Immediately after today's workshop, they will begin receiving their scholarship letters. The GodLight Foundation Ambassador and the Executive Secretary will subsequently visit their respective schools to arrange payment of school fees and other necessary payments. This form of empowerment is not merely financial support. The recipients will be under the guidance of the GodLight Foundation until they achieve success and become valuable contributors to the society. GodLight Foundation is poised to continue making Nigeria better through education and empowerment. My beloved young Nigerians, I urge you to relax, pay close attention to all that we have taught, to all that will be taught today. Certificate will be issued to the 50 registered beneficiaries of this workshop. When you receive it, treasure it, not merely as a token, but as a key that opens doors to education, opportunity, and growth. You will hear directly from our hero, Dr. Batelemi, what the foundation has for you. I encourage you to engage with the resources we provide and to share the light you will receive today in your daily lives. Please stay connected with us through our social media pages, Facebook pages, GodLight Foundation, GodLight. GodLight Foundation, GodLight Empowerment Foundation is GodLight Nigeria. Website, GodLight Foundation, www.godlightsite.com. GodLight Empowerment Foundation, www.godlightnigeria.com. Our slogan and motto is lighting paths, lifting lives. This is more than a phrase. It is a call to action to illuminate understanding, elevate potential, and build a world where knowledge and compassion shine together. Thank you, and may GodLight continue to guide, inspire, and empower all who seek a brighter future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sister.
Accountant, a chartered accountant, and by practice, I am a farmer. And I am very much proud to be called a farmer. So, we have talked about the issue of entrepreneurship and also the Nigerian business environment a couple of times. And I requested the ambassador, Sister Mary Emilia, that let us look at, in the course of looking at the Nigerian business environment, let us look at what it is today. And what it is today has to do with how do you thrive in times like this. Because I know times are hard. The economy is not smiling. So, in this case, how do we thrive? And the topic is thriving in times like this. So, can someone please help me as you go to the first slide? As you see the young man, the economy is hitting him hard. And then, the other way, we see a young lady that has already been empowered. She has been empowered and she is already very happy. So with that, we are now looking at how do we thrive in times like this. And looking at that, we now have to define what we mean by thriving. To thrive, you know, when we look at the dictionary, what does it mean to thrive? To thrive is more than okay. Yeah, okay. You know, and with that, you now ask yourself, how do I thrive when the situation is like this? And then looking at the next area, we now look at what do you thrive against? We have had this before in the previous bulletins, where we spoke about entrepreneurship and also the Nigerian business environment, and I requested that the ambassador should approve that we look at this topic, thriving in times like this, because we know that the times are hard. And in this kind of a situation, so she agreed. And then we now look at, if you go to the first slide there, look at a young man that is already being hit hard by the environment, by the business environment, the situation we have now. And then we also look at a young lady on that first slide that has already been empowered. This young lady is already making it. She's making waves, very successful, triumphant, and she is already thriving in times like this. Hello? To be triumphant, there are a whole lot of synonyms associated with the word thrive. And we know that to thrive means something more than just surviving. No, I'm just surviving. No, that is not thrive. Thrive means you are triumphant, you're already successful. And then, what are you thriving against? What you are thriving against is the difficult times we have today. So there are a lot of difficult times, you know. So nobody wants to sit on that difficult time. So when you look at it, you now say, okay, how do we do it? Please, can you help me to move to the next characteristics? What are their characteristics? The first one is temporariness. Difficult times are temporary. They never last forever. They don't last for long. They don't last long. And again, you look at the commonality. Anybody can face difficult time. It is not associated with one particular person or one particular group. Anybody can face difficult time, but it is temporary. Then, when we look at what some people have said about difficulties. Hello, can you help me to go to the next slide? Okay, yeah. So when we look at what some people have already said about difficulties, we look at the first one. It may sound strange, but many champions are made champions by setbacks. Yeah, this was by Bob Richards. Yeah, because if there is no setback, you cannot have champions. Then, the difference between a strong man and a weak man is that the former does not give up after a defeat. This is by Woodrow Wilson. And then, let's even look at the last one. In Japan, they tell you 4-7 times, rise 8. You know, start. You stand up 8 times. If you fall 7 times, stand up 8 times. So these are very inspiring words of some people who already have gone through some difficulties, and some people who can inspire people very well. Then, when we look at some other pathways, we can maneuver these difficult times. Apart from prioritizing your self-care, embracing positive mindset, and all those, we also have that you must ensure that you create streams of incomes around you. Whether you are a student, or you are retired, or you are still working, you must create some streams of incomes around you. Yes, that is one thing. You must make sure that something is coming in. Yes, to be able to cater for your daily needs. And secondly, you ensure that food, your home is food secured. Being food secured means that at least whenever you want to eat, you can have something to eat. You don't need to over-labor before you can have something to eat. Then, when we look at that, then that now brings us to how can we thrive in times like this through agribusiness. Through agribusiness, we have a whole lot. When you look at agriculture in Nigeria in 2024, agriculture contributed 25%, the highest sector that contributed to the GDP of Nigeria. And so many people are already into agriculture. Then you now check, how do you ensure that you make food available, and or you also provide some streams of incomes to yourself? Agriculture is the best bet. Whether you are working or whether you are not working, to ensure that you have some streams of incomes and you have food security in your home. Hello? Okay, then this is the current situation we have in Nigeria today. Most agribusiness practices are at subsistence level, either at individual levels or at family levels. And then many youths lack interest to get involved. But today, I am sure by the time we are done, so many youths will have the interest to start. We have underutilized land and idle human resources. Then, access to funds. Because the fund you need for agriculture, some of it have to be patient capital. What we call patient capital is capital that you can hold for some time before, with even very low interest or very long moratorium. So that's what is called patient capital. You know, the very old, unproductive traditional practices, and then poor availability of modern mechanization services. Then we have the issues of climate that nobody is checking. If there is flooding every year, people will tell you there is always flooding. There is always, but no, this thing has to be stopped. There must be a stop, you know. And then there is a need for paradigm shift. How do we shift? How do we now start something new? How we start something new is by one, having agribusiness as an empowerment tool. I know. Then, job creation platform, and also poverty eradication and the income generation strategy. So we must use agribusiness specifically to solve these three, you know, to capture these areas. It is very important. Then, how do we implement this? The way we implement it is by ensuring that we realize that agriculture, please, everybody should be very, in fact, just be very attentive this time. We have started the real workshop now. Agriculture is not an all-commerce affair. Agriculture is 70% hand-holding. 70% is hand-holding. 20% is science. And 10% an art. I repeat, 70% hand-holding. Somebody must teach you. You must learn from somebody. Don't think when you are frustrated, you go into agriculture, you lose. When you retire from work, you take your pension or gratuity and go into agriculture without learning, you lose, you fail. So there must be this hand-holding. Don't tell anybody, oh, I have passion for fishery. You can't have passion for fishery. No, I failed. So many, they have failed, and unfortunately they will continue to fail. But please note it today, agriculture is 70% hand-holding, and there must be that hand-holding for you to succeed. Then, you also, when you have recognized that, the next thing is to identify the value chains, or if it's at an individual level, identify a value chain you are interested in. A value chain, for example, poultry, piggery, rice farming, you know, anything, one agricultural activity is called a value chain. So identify a value chain you want to go into. Then you have to prioritize training. That is the hand-holding. Even now, we have even started what we call virtual hand-holding. We have a program we call virtual hand-holding. This virtual hand-holding, you can be in your house, you can be in anywhere, any part of Nigeria, any part of the world, and you subscribe, and we carry out virtual hand-holding on you, and you can do it right in the comfort of your home. You know, and within the period, If it is something like poultry farming, within 6 months, you are done. You can, within 6 months, you are okay. You can manage, or you can even float and run a big poultry. Then, and you know that why you need to prioritize this training is that now we are talking more about climate smart agriculture. Climate smart agriculture. We are talking about good agricultural practice. We are also talking about improved techniques and processing. Because before, you may be doing more processing like this. And when you have a program, just like the GodLight, and you have already identified some people, 50, 100, 1,000 people, please, and they are now passing through the hand-holding training. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, they are passing through the hand-holding training. Then this, you have to enlist these youths and map them to different value chains. Enlist and map them to different value chains. Please, I have to tell you, as you are mapping them to different value chains, recruit professionals. It must be professionals that will teach them. Don't look at somebody, maybe you look at me now, maybe you think I don't know how to do this, and then you say, no, just go and teach me like that. It is not done that way. It is not done. Look for somebody who knows it. So a consultant that will do it and make sure that that hand-holding process is correctly done. And then, please go to the next slide. Then this is one of the major areas we also need to be very much attentive to. De-risking. We have to de-risk the value chain we are going into. De-risk. Make sure that you solve the risk problems associated with it. And how do you de-risk? The first is that only when you are running this program, the empowerment program, fund only those who are successful during the hand-holding exercise. Don't fund anybody because it's your brother or your sister or his idol. No, they don't do that. If you select 100 people and at the end it is only 30 that are successful, please fund those 30. You are de-risking that investment because the empowerment program is an investment. It's a social investment. So that investment you are making in human beings, you are de-risking it. You are making sure that you are trying to empower people who will not fail easily. They won't fail easily. So that is number one. Number two, give limited cash. Give limited cash. Don't say no because I've looked at him, he can manage it, I give him 1 million naira. You know, if you give the person 1 million naira to go and start a business, how are you sure he will start exactly that business he has even trained and is successful? Please give more of inputs. Give more of input and startup kits. Yes, that's what you give. Then limited cash, that will be the working capital. If you want to train somebody, if you want to empower somebody on fishery, for example, give the person the fingerlings. Give the person the feed. Yes. Give the person the startup kit. If there is one feed, how this poultry, mobile poultry pools. So give it to the person. It will be difficult for the person to sell it. You are de-risking that investment. Then, we look at each business must have a feasibility study. Remember, there are 3 aspects of the feasibility. No matter how big or how robust the feasibility study is, a feasibility study can even be 2 pages. But let it capture the first of all, the marketing feasibility. Where will this product be sold when they produce? Who will buy it? 2, there will be the technical feasibility. Does the person know and have the know-how on how to operate whatever you are giving him? Yes, that is very important. And then there will be the financial feasibility. That one will not be a problem because you as the person providing the empowerment, you are providing the funding. So that is an easier thing. But make sure that these three areas are identified: marketing, technical, and the financial feasibilities. Then, the next is, if you are empowering 50 people, out of these 50 people, one is into poultry, the other one is into BSF. I don't know, BSF means black soldier fly. It's a very major area now in agriculture, black soldier fly. So the farming, so when you have somebody who is doing fishery and you have somebody who is doing black soldier fly, there is already a market linkage. There is a market linkage. The person of fishery will be buying the black soldier fly to feed the fishes. Black soldier fly has very high protein content. You know, and what do you use? It is only waste. The waste you are supposed to throw away in your house is what you use to get the black soldier fly. So you convert the waste to cash, to wealth. You know? And then, the next is, please, any program or any investment you are empowering anybody with, let it be insured. Let there be an insurance. And insure through a good broker. Insure through, don't go straight to an insurance company. Sorry, I'm not against insurance company, but don't go straight to them because they are English. You won't be able to bear it when something happens. Let the broker help you. Let the broker help you. So with this, you have de-risked this investment, and it will be easier for the person to succeed. You know, you can say, for example, maybe you are doing, let me say, poultry. You know, poultry has sometimes you can notice that you have high mortality rate. Then you can go to an insurance company and say, I have 1,000 beds, and out of this 1,000, I want to make sure that at the end, I have my 1,000 fully grown and I sell it. I sell all of them. The insurance will insure them. If anyone dies, you cumulate all the ones that died and snap pictures, and the insurance will pay you back. Yes. So you have the listings. You have the listings. And remember, you didn't give those people cash. You gave them inputs. So with that, when you come in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year, you will see 50 businesses in that community. You will see 50 businesses. Because even though there is any little failure, insurance is there to support. Yeah. Now let us look at some of the value chains. If we look at, and then their profitability. If we look at something like poultry, with 100 beds, you can raise 100 beds with about 630,000 naira. And when you do that, you make about, within 6 to 8 weeks, because for your broiler, 6 to 8 weeks, you have already raised your broiler. And you sell and make about 900,000 naira. The kg now is between 3,800 to 4,000. So if you, within 6 to 8 weeks, you have already gotten them to 2 kg or 2 kg plus. So you sell and make 900,000, and you make about 270,000 naira. That's your gain. You go again. Yes. Then we look at rabbit farming. This is an oil company in agriculture. Rabbit is an oil company. I have some. So if you have six rabbits, okay, sorry, you have 10, and then within 6 months, the rabbit, what you spend in that rabbit is just the cost of buying the rabbit itself. And when you buy it, what does it eat? Rabbit, maybe once in a while, you give it poultry feed. But predominantly, it is grasses. Grasses that are wasted around. That's what you give the rabbit. And the rabbit multiplies. The rabbit that has already been crossed, within 30 days, that rabbit will give birth. And it gives birth to minimum 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yes. And the meat is white meat. It's like poultry meat. It's like chicken meat. So people are always looking out for it. People are always looking out for it. Again, rabbit, apart from frass, there's what is called frass from BSF, from black soldier fly. That is one of the best organic fertilizers. Then the next is rabbit dung. When you mix rabbit dung with the rabbit urine, That is the best, in fact, that's the second best fertilizer, second best organic fertilizer you can have. And people rush it. If you have rabbit, people will always pay in advance for the dung and the urine. Rabbit urine, if you collect the rabbit urine, it is the best insecticide. Use it on your, maybe you are planting cucumber, you are planting vegetables. Just use it to spread on all of them. When you spread it on all of them, you will see that all those fungi diseases, even viral diseases, they won't come there. They won't. This cucumber is oil. Cucumber is oil. Cucumber, when you plant cucumber, within 40 to 45 days, your cucumber is ready for flowering. And when you start flowering, you are okay. You harvest cucumber every 33 days. And you can harvest up to 12 times, 13 times. People who have done cucumber farming they usually give that testimony that they have made the minimum you can make is 200%. You can ask cucumber. And before, so many people were bringing cucumber from all the places. We started it in Coast farms. And now we are supplying. Very soon we will be dominating everywhere. We have already started. And it is profitable, I'm telling you. You know, just think of, you have rabbit, you have poultry, you have cucumber. Do you know? So you can see that there's a lot of linkages. You have zero waste. Zero waste in your operations. Then you can see the kind of money you make in cucumber. About 147% interest. That's the minimum for the first harvest. Because when you utilize the same land again, like bamboo and other sticks, you have already put those on. Those ones are like your fixed asset. If you are doing irrigation, straight irrigation, you know, so those pipings, water pipings, you have already done them. So you utilize them many times. So the next cycle, the next 2 cycles, all those other ones will now be giving you 300, 400%. You can ask anybody. Mixed vegetable, you can use about 440,000. This 440,000 is even elevated. Because by the time you are using organic fertilizer, poultry dung, rabbit dung, and even pig dung, you know, even your cost will drastically reduce. And they are very high in nitrogen. You know, you need nitrogen to be able to sustain the growth and also to improve the flowering. You know, the greenish, or when you see a crop doing and it's very green, that means it has the soil there has high nitrogen. Very good nitrogen. And then when you have all these dungs that have very good nitrogen, you can use them to power your vegetable. You know, and you can see for vegetable you invest 440,000, you make about 950,000, 160% within 6 months. Grains, this one is grain aggregation. You can decide. You can decide to go to Omo, for example. You are buying rice paddy. You are supplying Costaris. You are supplying Seaman. You are supplying the other people. Yes, that's just an easy one. You buy here, you only transport and supply. You make money. So why should somebody want to be idle? Some of those palm trees that are 50, 60, even some 100 years, that are becoming less productive, cut them down, replant, so that you can feed the coming generations. Make sure you plant something so that you can feed the coming generation. Don't just be a consumer. Also plan to feed the next generation. Then, we look at, okay, vegetable fruits shop. Maybe you want to empower people, you just, all these shops by the roadside. Those people are selling very well. They are provided they sell what they have around. And again, if you are selling all these fruits, make sure that you are also producing, what do they call it? You are also producing juice and smoothie. Yes. You can't be selling fruits and you're not producing fruits, smoothie and juice. Because in case anyone wants to go off, you convert it. You convert it and still sell it. Okay. Then we look at this. Where can you source funds? Where can you get money to set up some of these businesses? Because GodLight will not do everything. You know, and other people that are running empowerment programs will not do everything for you. So where can you get money from? So we decided to separate this into loans. Where can you get cheap loans for SMEs? And then the next slide will also be where can you get grants. Grants. I will tell you some of the ways to get grants. For loan, and the loan is at 9%. Bank of Agriculture, I think I didn't put it here, their own loan is at 6%. Then we have, if you are using guaranteed trust, you have the quick credit. You can stay in the comfort of your room and collect a loan, which is *737, *51*51 hash. You can collect loan because you have account with them already. Then, UBA SME loan, and then Fidelity Bank, Stanbic Bank, all these, you can collect cheap loans for SMEs. And I also decided to put the references where you can, the link you can use to get them. Please, next slide. Okay, these are the grants now. So, when you are already doing all this, keep good record. Keep record. And please, a registered business is a trusted business. If you go there as Chinedu Okere, they may not give you loan. They may not give you grants. But if you register as a Chinedu Nigeria Limited, it gets more credibility. So please try, if you want to go into any business, register it. Whether it is enterprise or limited liability, it's okay. But it makes it to have more credibility. And then, so that when you go to places like Tony Lumelu Foundation, Faith Foundation, African Women's Development Fund, MasterCard, she leads Africa Accelerator Program, and then the Presidential Conditional Grant Program. All these people can give you grants, provided you have good documentation. Provided, and for women, there are much more opportunities for women. Much more opportunities. You can see things like She Leads Africa. You can see women develop all these. There are a whole lot of opportunities for women. I am not saying there is not for men. Men have as well, but women have additional opportunities. So please try to go into it. Take loan, take grants, ask for it. When you don't ask, they won't give you. They will not see anybody passing along the road and give you. Go to those websites. You will see, they will tell you to fill form. Fill form. They will tell you to speak to somebody, speak to somebody. They will ask you what to do, tell them. They will ask you whether you have documentation, show them. Even if you have documentation that it is reading negative, show them. They will show you how to progress. You understand? Yeah. And then we now look at this. There are some critical steps on how to set up businesses. The first is that you must have an idea. And then you do some market research. That's where I talked about feasibility study. Yeah. And then all those are the processes. Number 2, business planning and legal structure. You try and register the business. We have talked about that. Register the business. Whether it is enterprises, whether it's limited liability company, whether it's partnership, 2 people can come together and be doing something. Then, funding and financial management. First is funding. So you have to determine where your funds will come from. And then financial management, so that because immediately you start something, government will be coming to your place to pay tax. Individuals will be coming for help. Everybody will be coming for support. Anytime there is any problem, you must be invited. So I am not telling you not to give, but make sure you give wisely. Step 4, building a strong foundation. So you must develop a strong brand. Develop your strong brand and make sure that this is a brand that can compete with anybody in the market. Then establish professional website. Yeah, if it is possible, establish a website. Yeah, so that people will know you. You need to be known. Whatever you are doing, people need to know you. build a solid team. A team. These people may be your workers, they may also be your colleagues. Have a formidable team that can work with you. Then marketing and sales. Then you have to try and implement effective marketing strategies. Who buys my product? Please, as I'm telling you, all those value chains I listed and so many other ones I didn't list are very, in fact, they are very lucrative. Very lucrative. Anything. In fact, when you see somebody bringing something, you are bringing something from your kitchen and you are throwing it into the dustbin, you are wasting money. You are wasting money. PSF is there. So many other things are there. You know, you can convert your waste to wealth so easily. And then adapting and growing. When the business has already been set up, the Lego structure is there, you have already started growing, you have already started producing, so you now start thinking of planning and implementing your growth. Today, I am doing only 100 poultry. You know, when you sell that one, you do the next one. Please, don't go for 100 again. You must improve. Go to 200, 500, 1,000. Before you know it, you become a multimillionaire. And again, there's something I forgot to mention. So many people, somebody who doesn't want to start a business, when you tell him, come and start a business in NKPOR, he will tell you, where will I buy land? If anybody is thinking of where to buy land before he sets up a business, he is not interested. Please don't waste your money. Don't waste your money on that person who wants to buy land, build a house, or build a workshop before he starts. Go and rent. That's why people have already built places. Rent, start small, grow it, and then you come to buy land. Right? These challenges. Then, with this, the outcomes we expect when all these are done is that there will be you will create a whole lot of businesses around. A whole lot of businesses will spring up through this empowerment. 2, there will be increased income and employment in your community and in Nigeria as a whole. Then there will be stable supply of agricultural products, strengthened local economy and market activities. And then also, if you are doing something in your community, somebody from another community is coming to buy, remember that you're exporting it. Forget the fact that it's not going to China. Yes, you are doing something in NKPOR, and somebody from Oka wants to buy it. You're exporting the thing to Oka. Yes, you can start exporting. Yes, you know, start exporting from your community to other places before you start thinking of exporting to China. Yeah. And then, the last. Okay, my final thoughts now. We don't just want to survive, we want to thrive. Even when the times are hard, we want to be prosperous, successful, and triumphant, making significant incomes, feeding our communities, and creating recognized agro homes and new opportunities. Thank you very much.
How do you get a refuse dome that contains nitrogen for your vegetables? Thank you.
You explain to us that we can access loans from banks, but we gather that interest rates from banks are always very high, and it scares a lot of people. How do you go about it to make sure that you can actually break even and still pay your loans? Thank you very much.
Then the second one, do cucumber grow in any soil? Then the third one, how to create income through agribusiness as a student?
You made mention that rabbit urine is also marketable, and I have been throwing my own away. So please, where do I sell them, or should I bring them to you? Second one, the BSF. We have a large hall where we produce maggots, but we find it difficult to sell them, market them at a time we have to wave them off. So also, I need the market where I can sell my maggots. Thank you.
I will tell you, you know, every vegetable or vegetation you have that is dry, that is decomposing, normally generates nitrogen. You have a lot of nitrogen from it. If it is even the dung from poultry, from piggery, from rabbit, from all those waste from them contain high nitrogen. So, and that is called, when you put them together and you keep applying some water to aid the decomposition, it's called composting, you know. So this composting is very high, very rich in nitrogen. So use it. Use it. It's very rich in nitrogen. What you need to get your crops to grow is three main elements. That nitrogen, potassium and phosphorus, NPK. And now it depends on the proportion and the crop. Because at different levels, some crops may need more nitrogen, at some other level they need more potassium. So, but for vegetable, for example, you need very high nitrogen. And the topsoil everywhere, the topsoil that you have had some decayed plants and animals, especially plants, is very rich in nitrogen. So please use it. Use it to plant your vegetable. Then the second one is interest rates. Okay, the sister said interest rate scares people. How do we get a friendly loan to start a business? Yeah, we already mentioned some of these banks, like Bank of Industry. One unique thing about Bank of Industry is that their loan, they have two categories of SME loans. One is the 9% interest that has 9% interest that has 3 months moratorium. There is another one that has 6% interest, and that one is for Bank of Agriculture. 6% interest with 3 months moratorium. Another thing, people are also asking, if I want to plant a tree, like palm tree, why should I go for a loan with 3 months moratorium? Because if you have Tanera, for example, or any other species of palm tree, gives loan. They give grants, not even loan, grants for people who want to do such long-range farming. Yes, and there are a whole lot of other things. So what you just need to do is with your phone or with your laptop, just say the value chain you want and say exactly what you want. The internet will be able to bring it out. There are a lot of these products coming out every day, you know. But the easier ones are like Bank of Industry, 9% interest, Bank of Agriculture, 6% interest, you know. So these are the easiest ones. And when you now start and have the documentation, the growth patterns, the way they are growing and they feed, especially the cost, anything that has to do with cost, put it in one register. Put all your costs down. They want to see what you are spending. They also want to see when you sell it. When you sell it, whether you make profit or loss, they want to see. And to tell you, by the time you keep these documents, even if it is an incomplete record, what accountants call a complete record, they want to see it in that state. Let them see it, and then they will be able to guide you on what to do. So, for good documentation, if you can prepare up to profit and loss account of what you have done, fine. Fine. If you cannot prepare up to that, please list your expenses, list your revenues. It's okay. And also list the difficulties you are having. Yes, and how you solve them. They want to see it, and they will help you. And you know this question is like a blanket question. Cucumber, just like any other crop, cannot grow everywhere. You know, because for you to grow crops like cucumber is a vegetable, for you to grow it, you need topsoil, you need humus. You need humus that contains that nitrogen. You need it to be able to grow it. So please go for soil that is rich in nitrogen, that has humus, topsoil. Go for it. You know. You start a new business as a student. Yes, it is very easy as a student. I think, sister, when we were speaking to the University of Nigeria people, yeah, we used our famous value chain that day. We talked about a male student. You are in a school, let me say this is a school, a university, for example, and you know that every male you see there barbs hair, and you can buy one clipper and buy mirror. Immediately you buy one rechargeable clipper and buy mirror. The business has started. The only thing you need is one chair. Is it not true? Yes, you have started. Highest, when you have made some money, you buy five and good for them. You stand behind and bow the hair and make money. And you don't do it every day. You select time when you are not having lectures. Maybe you work only on Saturdays and evenings of Sundays. Yes, you have business. A young lady, many of the ladies make their hair. Yes, you can start that. You know, you can start that. Don't think that the whole money your parents give you, anyone that is remaining, is meant for Beth Niger. No, the remaining should be used for investment. Invest it. You must find out what your colleagues, what your fellow students want. It may even be cream. Buy Vaseline in Onisha. 1 carton of Vaseline. Go to your school. Market it. Tell people that Vaseline sold here. And let me see how you will carry that Vaseline and go back by the end of the month or the end of the semester. You know you can take it back home. So starting a business does not mean you must become a Dangote or Dr. Maduka of Kostiaris before you started. No, all these people also started small. They started small. So please start small. It is your interest that will help you to drive it. Then the number 6. Okay, you don't have market for rabbit urine. Wow. There is a whole lot. What I will do, I will keep my number with sister. So there are a whole lot of people that need rabbit urine because it's an organic pesticide. People are dodging how to use some of these chemicals that are sold everywhere. People are dodging using them. So the easiest way you can dodge and also produce organically is by using things like rabbit urine, using poultry, piggery, and rabbit dog to plant. It is organic. And so many people, I know so many people who don't eat anything that is not organic. Unfortunately, our people, so many of our people will tell them, no, I don't need fertilizer. And they don't need fertilizer, but you go to the market and buy products that are planted with fertilizer.
It goes my chemistry mind. And that is the issue of separating the rabbit urine. Do you train the rabbits to urine separately and their poo separately? How do you separate them? That is a major concern of mine right now because I really am interested in that. Okay? Maybe later on we keep talking, but this one is important. Somebody asked a question to us that, is there any way, any method of separating the two items, the dung and the urine? Do you train them?
The cage you will design, there will be zinc under. Mine have 3 layers, and now I'm trying to expand, to maybe to have, because my plan is before the end of this year I should have like 150 of them. So, because I'm selling, where I'm making money now is from the urine and the dung. I'm not started selling them. So you design it and they put cake. Yeah, put cake. That's how you brush it. It's in fact, to them they don't know. They are just doing their normal activity, and it goes there. But I will show you. I have it on my phone, but I can't remember who I sent it to. Yes. So you design it from the cage, not the ones that run on the ground. When they are running on the ground, you can't get it. Yes, you design it from the cage, and then it runs and goes there. It runs and goes there every day. You don't even think about it. They are going there, and then every time, because people pay in advance. Yes, people pay in advance, so you just sell to the next person. Yes. We can see you, and we are happy to see you. We are happy to see that you are part of us. Thank you. Welcome. We're enjoying a very good environment. So we wish to acknowledge the presence of our Mother General, who is hosting us today, the person of Reverend Mother Maureen Akabogu.
Are we still on? Let's go. Yes, we're okay. The sun in the background, so that's yeah.
On the person of Dr. Bax Bartholomew
the founder of GodLight International. We are celebrating him today. I have a few facts about him. I've numbered them so that they will be sticking one by one. Who is Dr. Bart? He is first the founding director of Wright Brothers Institute. Everything I'm talking about is in the United States, so I don't need each time to tell you it's in the United States of America. Dr. Bart is also the president of the Collaborative Innovation Institute, also in the States. He is the National Director Emeritus of National Aerospace Program in America. Dr. Bart, in above capacity, was founder and was reporting directly to the government house. When I say government house, that's what they call White House in America, the seat of American government. That's where he was reporting directly to the government house of the United States of America. Dr. Bart was also responsible for the development of American hypersonic airspace planes. If we know what a hypersonic aeroplane means, that's not what we are going. So this man we are talking about is a genius. At the peak of his illustrious career, our founder was a member of the prestigious Federal Senior Executive Service in the United States. The seventh information about him that may also interest you was Dr. Bart served as the Technical Director of Air Force Wright Aeronautical Laboratory at Patterson. This was the base, the Air Force Base, precisely in Dayton. So all his life he has been an inventor and a motivator of what the United States technology and the aerospace technology is today. Is thanks to this man who is going to speak to us shortly. Dr. Bart was also in America, that was also the largest Air Force Research Institute and complex in the United States. That's where he was also working and consulting. The ninth information is that due to his ingenuity and relevance, Dr. Bart was courted just like a bride by many institutions and organizations and agencies in the United States of America and everywhere in the world. For example, he has been a consultant to many airspace industries, companies in the United States and all over the world. He is also a consultant to the important American organizations like Lockheed, Boeing. If you know Boeing, is the largest aircraft producer in the whole world. Europe, America, anywhere. When you talk, almost half of the planes that are flying all over the world are Boeing products. And that's where this man came to bring his ingenuity to the world. He was also working with the Department of Defense and Air Force Research Laboratory in America. So everything you hear about America, they are doing this, somebody is behind it. And that is this man who will speak to us now. In order to tap from his intellectual ingenuity, many people and the institutions started looking for him to pass this knowledge to other generations, to students, to institutions, to universities. That's why he became a visiting lecturer at the Software Engineering Institute. He was also lecturing at the Carnegie Mellon University. So he wasn't just working, he was also trying to pass this knowledge to the next generation because he's not a very selfish man.
Number 14 idea you have to know about this man is that he possesses a lot of degrees and preparations in the field he was and he is. For example, he has a Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering from the famous MIT in the United States of America. You have always said about nuclear energy, nuclear war, nuclear bomb atom. This man has an MSc, Master of Science in Nuclear Engineering. So he's a genius. The life of the world depends a lot on them, either to destroy the world or to make it better. It's because of these great minds. Very few of them exist in the world. Then he has a PhD in nuclear physics and mechanical engineering from MIT, also from Ohio State. So he was working and was also learning in the process, and today he is an icon. Today he is a prodigy everybody is talking about. How does Bartholomew apply all this to his life? In the course of his journey in the world, something happened to him. Naturally and normally, many scientists are atheists. I repeat, many scientists become atheists because they think they have answer to everything. They have gone to this space, they say God is up, and he has gone to this space and there is no God. So many of them come back and say, no, there is no God, I've gone to the moon. But something different happened with this man. After going everywhere, going into science, going to every part of the world and the planet, he discovered God instead of trying to repudiate God. That's the great thing about it. Nobody else. Nobody in living memory can be a great scientist and a great believer. I am talking with authority because I've been to many parts of the world. So this is the first time I've seen a scientist who believes in God more than all of us. So this discovery changed his life. And he said, who made all these things we are studying? There must be a supernatural power. And that's where he became both a believer and a scientist. So today, he decided that everything he has learned about God and man and the world, that he has to apply it. And that's why we are here. Dr. Bartholomew is saying, those people who talk about God and God and God without knowledge and science, they end up becoming fanatics, bigotry and fanaticism, which we find in many parts of the world. Anybody who is talking about God and God and God without using his reason, they become fanatics. But he's also saying anybody who is talking about science and science and science without God, they become dangerous to the world and they can destroy people. For instance, Bart is saying that nuclear energy can be used to construct an atomic bomb, but the same nuclear energy can be used to save humanity. Can we give a clap to this genius? I came here to say, what I discovered in the United States, I must pass it to over other parts of the world. That is why he knows Nigerians believe a lot in God. Nigeria is one of the most religious countries on earth. But Bart is saying too much religion in Nigeria needs the people to develop their mind, because in the book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 26, Dr. Bart is saying, God said, let us make man in his image and likeness. I want to make God in my image and likeness. But as a scientist and a believer, he discovered that here in Africa, many people have not become what God wanted them to be. That is why he came here, to empower us, to give us knowledge. To say, Africa, Nigeria have religion, but now you need science, you need leadership. And that's why we are here. So I want to thank this great man for bringing, I believe, I don't know if Bart is listening to me. I believe what Bart is saying has already made him, either today or tomorrow, a candidate for the Nobel laureate. Because he's the only man who can be as a scholar. So thank you very much. I want to thank Sister who went to Spain and brought this man and this revolution to Nigeria. All this. Sister, thank you very much. You saw something beautiful and brought it to your people, to your congregation, to the African man, to Igbo race. Thank you, Bartholomew, because you are using your resources to make the world a light. I am begging everybody here. Bartholomew is telling me to tell you. Bartholomew is giving you scholarship. Please go and be a light in your town. Be a light also in your village. Be a light where you are. Don't be a parasite, but be a light. Those of us who think religion is a scam, they are the women and religion is a scam. Father, the four years living in a family stand or one in Sinajukode, or Blonia Bini village in our Wafu, Casinajuka drum, and only to lady when in Sinajukode. Thank you much. Thank you, everybody. May God bless us.
Thank you so much, Reverend Collins Ojene, for the wonderful profile. We'll be reaching to hear from the founder and director of GodLight Foundation.
That we would be here today presenting to all of you. So it's so nice in advance. Carl and I will talk for a few minutes this morning about why education matters. Also, we'll talk about some scholarships that we've learned about and how to access them. We'll teach you how to. When we think about the mission and vision, we take that mission and translating that into the GodLight prayer. So our vision is that GodLight prayer, that everyone in the world will understand the light of God, see and absorb the light of God, reflect the light of God, be the light of God, and spread the love and light of God. So during this workshop, we want to cultivate a society where individuals become beacons of light, rather than just seekers, and especially seekers of external light. This workshop is designed to inspire Nigerians to take ownership of your future. The goal is to foster a generation of youth who are not just spectators, but active contributors to national development through collaboration, innovation, and service. Our aim is to positively transform the youth in Nigeria, to create awareness of scholarship opportunities, local and international, to empower youth with tools for academic success and for personal development, to connect participants with mentorship and peer support networks, and to inspire ownership, service, and innovation as pathways for national contribution. Education is crucial for your individual development, economic growth, and societal progress. A well-educated populace is better equipped to participate in the workforce, to drive innovation, and to contribute to a more prosperous and stable society. Nigeria recognizes this, and together with Sister Mary Amelia, with Anika, with all of the leaders in the room today, we are trying to actively transform all of Nigeria, starting with this group of young sponsorees, potentially, and actively, in general, Nigeria as a country has been transforming its education system to improve learning outcomes and prepare its citizens for the future. So the partnership that we have within GodLight and then leveraging the emphasis that the Nigerian government has added to education there will ultimately improve quality of life, empowering individuals with knowledge, skills, and critical thinking abilities, leading to better job opportunities, higher income potential, and an improved overall quality of life. Enhance self-awareness and realization. So education fosters self-awareness, helping individuals understand your potential and make informed decisions about your lives and careers. And social mobility. Education provides a pathway for social mobility, allowing individuals to move up the socioeconomic ladder